Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another NBA 2K17 Pro Am game with the Dik Diks V2. Now, I mentioned previously that when I went to go play with the made man in Case Spade, that there would be some repercussions to me having to leave the team and eventually delete the Pro-Am to leave the team since I was the owner. So now we have a new squad. Walsh is the new owner of the Dik Diks V2, as you can probably tell stands for version 2, as they're going to take this 3 end of the shot clock and rattle it in. This team's record wasn't really too good, but then again, our record is only 4-0. So we made the new team, and we're starting fresh out here. We got these black jerseys since we're not an elite team yet, or a pro team, whatever it takes to make new jerseys, as Michael with the deep 3 gets it to go. And now Walsh is the new owner, so eventually, he'll make jerseys and courts or whatever, and I'm really bad artistically, so Walsh is definitely better fit to be the owner anyways. Everyone on the team just gets on me all the time about how, 1, I don't make good jerseys and courts, and 2, I never change it. So I usually just never find the time to make new courts or anything like that. So now Walsh is the owner, so things should be looking smoother in the Mongoose Zoo as we get posterized right there. Hey man, sometimes you just gotta suck it up and get dunked on, because you just gotta get in defensive position and not fear getting dunked on, and sometimes it just happens, especially when you're a little guy. So that's what's going on with all of that. So now we got Walsh, myself, Michael, and Nick. We're only playing with 4 people right now because, since we're just getting this team started, we're not really gonna run against too many good teams. We're gonna run against a lot of pro teams and even amateur teams and stuff like that, and we don't really need to go 100% to win the game, so we don't even need a full starting 5. As you see, we're just dissecting the defense on the fast break, trying to see who's open. You're just looking at Nick. There's a guy coming at the corner for him. Someone's covering Walsh. There's 2 guys in the paint, so that means eventually the ball will find Michael, and he knocks down that shot, and we're up early on in this game. Looking in the corner to Nick, gonna try to get this ball swung around, and of course, going against all these kind of teams, we're gonna go against more man defense teams and zone defense teams, as you would go against with like elite 3 teams and all that, as we missed that fadeaway jumper right there. So now we're back with the normal squad. I told you guys I'd be back in. Oh, Walsh with the block right there, swatting it out of bounds. Had our back right there since we kind of got blown by a little bit. As Walsh gonna kick it to Michael for 3. He's not able to get to go, and then Walsh goes over the back. Looks like Walsh had an open shot, and then he over the back puts him at the free throw line. So it's kind of a double whammy as we missed the half-court 3 at the end of the quarter. So early on in this one, not feeling too great about this game, and it's gonna get a little bit worse soon because Walsh ended up having to quit this game. He had to go, his grandma was over, and he had to eat dinner, really had to, and couldn't stay for another minute. So we ended up losing Walsh eventually. Now, while we had Walsh, he was doing pretty good, knocking down 3s, etc. as we go all the way to the rim and throw it down. Now, after my time at the made man, we'll see if that makes me a little more aggressive going to the rim, or we'll just, divert back to our old ways of, just passing the ball a lot, because especially playing with, with Walsh, Michael, and all these guys that I'm friends with, I see right here, this is where Walsh had to leave as Nick was taking a 3-pointer. Thankfully, he was able to get it to go because the game lagged as he was shooting it, so that definitely could not help his shooting meter as Michael goes all the way to the rim. But yeah, playing with my friends and all that, I don't really mind not scoring the ball, especially in a blowout. I'll just facilitate the ball and let everybody else get their numbers and all that, because, I'm cool with that. I'm happy with that, as we get a perfect release on the jumper right there. I'm okay with not scoring 20 points or anything like that. I don't need it. I just want to win the game, and that's all. And if everybody else is happy, I'm happy. That's the way it works. But in this kind of situation here, now that Walsh is out the game as we take the dunk here, we might have to get a little bit more aggressive, and this is where, playing with those guys might help out a little bit here, where, I already had that aggressive mindset installed in me a little bit from there. There's still some of that inside, and that's what I was saying all of those times before. I'm like, you learn new ways to play the game. Now that we learned some of these new aggressive takes to the rim and all that, I mean, it's pretty simple stuff, taking it. But you know what I mean? Just the mindset, installing the mindset in our minds, it might help us out, as this guy fading away at the end of the quarter is able to get it to go. And even though we have this nice little 9-point lead, since we lost Walsh, this will definitely complicate things both offensively and defensively. So far, these guys have been just going in the paint all game long. Their guards have been pretty much shut out of the game as far as, shooting 3s and stuff like that, which is definitely what we want, but we already had this AI center inside there, so we only have 3 users, and the AI center is just kind of getting abused. He's getting called for fouls, giving up rebounds and all that stuff. Here, right here, check this one out. This guy just throws up some garbage, but the AI is not really too good, so he's able to get it to go. And this is kind of this team's MO. Just put up anything in the paint, and it'll probably go in no matter how good the defense is. Point blank right there. I don't know what decision that was, but since the AI's in the paint, not only did he get to go, we got the and one finish, as we're trying to go all the way right here, trying to find our offense, but a little bit wishy-washy on finding that right there. So, you know, even though we missed that shot right there, it's just, you know, I mentioned it before, like in other videos and stuff like that, just shots that we gotta take every once in a while just to make that center respect that. So, you know, next time we go in there, maybe he'll try to block it and we can kick it out to someone else. So, I mean, it's like ending a game with 0 turnovers, where if you end a game with 0 turnovers as the point guard, you probably didn't do as good of a job as you probably could have, because you didn't force the issue. And even though you ended the game with 0 turnovers, you see right there, this is case in point. Now they're all looking at me and they're like, oh, I want to get a, all those big men, their eyes light up when a little guy goes in there like, oh, I can get a block. But then we give it to Michael as we poke that ball loose. The AI is going to get the ball. We're not going to let him take this shot. We call for the ball. Okay, that was about to be terrible. We eventually get Nick the open 3. But yeah, the point I was trying to make before is that, you know, you want to get at least one turnover. I mean, you don't want it, but like if it happens, it just means that you're forcing the ball into tight spaces. And if you don't, sometimes you'll miss a pass where you actually could have made, but you're too hesitant to make. And I feel like the same mindset installs to every position. So let's say a shot blocker or something like that. You want to like stay home and all that, but sometimes you just got to go up and get that shot, block it out of there, and make them fear that. And the next time you just stay home and, you know, you don't jump, and then, you know, the guy might pass out or something like that. Or a sharpshooter where you know, if you don't take the open shots in the little space, even if it doesn't go in, and even if it's a bad shot, you just gotta have that quick trigger, and that's very important for the sharpshooters, because that means that you know, you're ready whenever the ball comes to you. And that's something I feel like Michael does very well at the 4 position. You guys will see it with Nick a little bit. Nick's not, you know, as used to playing that sharpshooting role as we knock down that 3 to start the 4th quarter, where, you know, Nick might pass up on these open shots. Meanwhile, Michael is just, you know, we call him gunner up, man. He just puts up these shots whether they're good or not, man. He's just ready to shoot. And see this little 2-man game right here? This is where I realized especially that, you know, this is my time right here. Not to be greedy or anything like that, not to be self-absorbed, but the team needs me in this situation, because Michael and Nick are 2 sharpshooters who cannot really create the offense. You see, this is my case in point once again. They just put up anything in the paint and went in. I don't really know why. I feel like this game really shouldn't be close. It's just that, you know, with us not having anybody enforcing in the paint, these guys were just throwing up garbage all game and it was going in. But yeah, at that point, I was like, all right, so I gotta create, whether it's scoring or assist. Gotta have the ball in my hands, gotta break down the defense and let everything get established from there. More so than the normal situation, because we only have 3 guys, so the ball movement's only gonna be going so much since the defense can cave in on us. Thankfully, they weren't sending any double teams at me, which they probably should have with us only have 3 people. Just double team the ball handler. As this guy just, here we go, just whatever, put up whatever you want in the paint, it's gonna go in. So at this point, we kind of just gotta outscore him as we're going all the way to the rim, but gonna pull up that jumper right there. So that center trying to close inside, a little bit of gap, and we're being aggressive right now. That's what the team needs. And now they have to call a timeout, down by 4. They've cut this lead down, but they haven't gone all the way to get themselves the lead, and they only have a little under 2 minutes to make sure they can get one little sniff at the lead. That's all they need, one sniff at the lead, and they can win this game. As once again they go inside. That was just wide open right there. But once again, just gotta be aggressive with the basketball, skate on him, find Michael open for 3. 2-man game working right there, and that's what it was. It wasn't just, you know, I gotta score buckets and all this. It was trying to establish that 2-man game between Michael and I, where they had to stick on one of us. As long as I broke someone down the dribble, you know, one of us had to be open. And that was a good decision by Nick right there after the steal to not force the ball up ahead, slow down the tempo of the offense, up by 5, trying to get buckets late in the shot clock. Hook shot is up and good. Savvy play right there. That center would have jumped. He would have swatted that out of there. Thankfully, he didn't, though. And we're able to get that up and in, as that guy gonna miss the shot. But here they go, continuing to dominate inside. And then Walsh's AI fouls them. They go to the free throw line, but they do not make either free throw. Here they come with the rip, the force, and thankfully one of those forced up shots doesn't go down. That's all we really need, just one of those shots to not go down, and that should be able to give us the momentum to take away this victory, because, you know, we were doing pretty well on the offensive end, and you guys can see our numbers got pretty inflated in this 4th quarter. I think we scored or assisted on basically every single bucket in the 4th quarter. As you see, what 9-point lead. This game is pretty much over. Just gonna give it to Michael one more time and establish the fact that, you know, they couldn't really stop our 2-man game, which they really should have been able to with us only having 3 people. But as you guys saw, the record wasn't too good. We kind of handicapped the game a little bit. Probably would have won by like 30 points if we had a full 5, but we ended up being down to 2 AI players and 3 users, so kind of handicapped the game a little bit to make it close, but we still ended up getting the victory at the end of it. Really fast stat line for us. Good game to these guys. We ended up getting the W, though. Leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe for more NBA 2K17 Pro-Am games. I'll catch you guys next time with the Dik Dik V2 team. The V team one, fortunately, dead and gone, but we're going to try to build up the V2 team status. Hopefully get some fresh jerseys soon, so until then, I'll catch you guys next time.